in the group, which will bring you shortly to see if they are through to the last 16. But barring freak results, they are. Richard, what did you make of the manner in which they achieved it?
I think they were efficient, They're never going to be spectacular. They had a job to do. They wanted to win the game and sort of get the group stages out of the way, and they've done that tonight. But there's still some sloppiness within their play. I think as a team they can be more expansive. They can open up a little bit and play with a little less fear at times, because everything just seems really safe for them. And it's hard because they've won the game, they qualified with 4 wins out of 4, and yet you still expect them maybe just to have that little bit more. Are they not simply playing on the instruction of their manager? We not just witness another classic Jose Mourinho performance? Yeah, this is what he does, and this is how he does it, and somewhere down the line they're going to come against a stronger side than what they faced in this group, and that's when it's going to be difficult for them. And it's that man there, Lukaku, he's had an off night again tonight. He's not helped the team in any way, really. He's missed 2 decent chances. He's not held the ball up, and for Man United to play and be a force in the later stages, they need to build from him. And when he's off form and not scoring goals, the main thing you do is you go back to basics, and his basics at the moment aren't good enough. He hasn't got the basics of a centre-forward play, and he just plays off the cuff, and I think we've seen that at stages tonight. Brian, all going according to plan for United, or as Richard says, worries down the line?
Well, all going to plan at the stage they're at. They've got 4 wins. They should win the group still with the remaining fixtures, Basel, CSK. And again, I'd emphasise that the manager, Mourinho, he's able to juggle the forces and rest some players. He's played 3 of the key men tonight in that Bali, Matic and Lukaku, De Gea obviously goalkeeper. Those players down the middle are key men and main men, and he's played them again. The ones around that are the ones competing for places. They didn't do so well tonight, but they've done enough. Benfica produced a better performance than they did in the first game, even though they beat them 2-0. They were more intent on trying to rescue their situation, which was very bad. They had no points, and now they've still got no points. But yeah, it wasn't particularly vibrant from United. It wasn't particularly efficient. There was lots of chances to score more goals and they didn't take them. But they'll be satisfied, he'll be satisfied, and they'll roll on. But much, much harder tests ahead when they get to knockout stages.
No shushing the crowd at the end of that one, chap. It aren't quite through to the last 16 just yet. It would, however, require a couple of freak results in the remaining games for United not to qualify and make it through to the knockout stage. Basel against United in 3 weeks' time, and CSKA Moscow against Benfica. Basel and CSK, as Nathan said, likely to duke it out for second place in that group. When we look back on Manchester United, Benfica, in years to come, the name of Milis Vilar will live long in the memory. He had an interesting couple of games, didn't he, Richard? Yeah, he's been very unfortunate. He's obviously a young goalkeeper coming in and making his debut in the first game, and then tonight, and little mistakes, I suppose, can go unnoticed, I suppose, in the Portuguese league, but playing in the Champions League, it's highlighted throughout everywhere, and on 2 occasions he's been found wanting. His positioning on this one wasn't great, and he ends up running over the line with the ball. And then when you look at the one tonight, we thought maybe he was a bit unlucky, but I think to start with, his positioning again was a little bit off. It had looked like he'd redeemed himself with the penalty save, Brian.
Well, it was a good save. It wasn't a great penalty by any means, but it was still a good save for a young goalkeeper. The thing I'd say, as the game went on and you see this goal going in, what's his reaction after the goal goes in? And he jumps up and he gets the ball and he kicks her out, or throws her out with a smile on his face. I don't get that. It was as if it's a great, I got picked and I played in the Champions League match. The ball goes in off you like that into the net. I think his reaction should have been a little bit more severe on himself. He should have been saying, I've let the team down.
Well, the previous match he ended in tears.
Yeah, at the end of the game, United fellas came to him and they were very nice and all that. But I just thought there, one, I think if the manager was really serious about getting a result, surely one of the experienced goalkeepers should have played at this level. I don't get the idea of trying to get a goalkeeper, give him a chance, and maybe he'll mature and we'll sell him on again. I know they've financial troubles, but they've been selling on and selling on and selling on. They're third in the league at the moment. They need to keep going this competition. But to me, play the goalkeeper who has the balance of experience.
Which is, Richard, guy you played with at QPR. Julio Cesar is a Champions League winner. Now, you obviously played with him. I mean, I don't know what kind of shape he's in at the moment, but you imagine, rather than an 18-year-old kid, better option.
I think they have another goalkeeper, which might have been another better option than... I was with Julio Cesar 2 or 3 years ago, or 3 or 4 years ago, probably at QPR, and I'm not surprised someone's playing instead of him at the moment. And for me, the keeper's got up with a smile on his face, but it's more of, to me, it's a bit like, how's me look sort of thing, rather than he's laughing about what's happened. I just think he can't believe how unfortunate he has been. And you've got to say for him, he saved the penalty, and obviously the mistakes are the ones that get highlighted, but you just wish him well. And
he didn't impress you then, Julio Cesar, QPR, did he?
Well, he's won all the medals and all the trophies, but from what I've seen, he's probably had a really good team.
Right. Listen, let's move on to the sort of big debate around United fans in the last few weeks, and it's, you know, Martial versus Rashford, and we're kind of following it throughout the game. How did you think Martial did? We saw him with the penalty there. Was there an anxiety about the way he was playing, given that it's been sort of built up as either him or Rashford, and maybe he felt he had to impress tonight? Yeah,
it seems that way. It seems like every time he plays, he has to go and prove a point. He started off really well, a great dribble, gets taken down and wins the penalty, and at this stage the confidence is high and he feels that he can score it, obviously, but as we've seen, the keeper saved it, and this is the difference. Martial's thinking, I'll score this, I'll go on and have a great game, and after this, things just didn't work out for him again. We know how good he is at dribbling. The question's always been that final pass. Here he runs the ball out of play. Second half, he gets it again in his favourite position, tries the pass, and it gets lucky with it, and you think, take your time, put a good ball in, but he does that, and then this is just before he came off. He's got an opportunity, like on Saturday against Spurs, to shoot first time, but his confidence was shot by this stage. And he's got this fella Rashford who comes off the bench and just impacts games every time he plays.
Well, again, he's having to compete with this fella for his place. Now, I think Manchester United, obviously for the two players, they're fortunate, they're involved in all the competitions at the moment, they're still going, so there's opportunities every week. There's 2 matches a week, one of them plays, one of them starts, and what an impact he had when he came on. A terrible, stupid challenge from Samaris when he comes on. You see here, what was he doing, just coming across him? There's no need, but really straightforward with him, gets at it, attacks defenders, magnificent pace. His judgment and his decision making are a lot better than Martial's at the moment. And as Richard said, I think his confidence is higher because he has had that little spell of goal scoring last year. For Martial, it's, I'll come on, I might get a goal, but if the manager wants to start the best player, I think he knows that Rashford is ahead of him. And by the way, you think they would have given him the penalty on his 20th birthday? Blinn stepping up and taking it. Well, I think the manager wanted a winner at that stage of the match. He probably felt the match was still delicately balanced, and he wanted the goal to be scored, and he had confidence in Blinn to do it. Blinn wasn't having a great match by any means, but the manager obviously felt he was a more likely scorer. Because I think so you would have a point that Mourinho would have said, Blinn, you go up and take that. I don't want no messing about here. You would have thought so, but looking at it as it was going on, Lukaku had the ball, then Herrera took it off him, and then Blinn came up and said he was taking it. And when you watch United, Blinn tends to take corners and free kicks, so you would have thought he would have been the one that was nominated. So he came up anyway and stuck it away. I think the manager, well. I think he decided, Marino, at the time in the game, there was a nod of the head and a bit of pointing. We didn't actually see in the picture who was at, but I would think he was saying it's Blinn's ball, let him at it. OK, we'll come back to matters at Old Trafford later. Then, Richard, what did you make of his comments there? I think it's just like a broken record. He always turns around and makes it about himself. I think his team didn't play so well tonight. They done a good job. They got the points. They scored the 2 goals, but the actual performance wasn't great. And I think he has to be a bit more honest. He can't just turn around and say, oh, well, it's not my job to answer. He's the manager of one of the biggest clubs in the world, and the fans want to hear what his opinion is, not ours. And for us, I just think he's always saying the same thing. Specialist number 2? I thought he was only short of reminding people that he won a couple of trophies last season at the end of that. Yeah, holding up the fingers.